Welcome to the Crownsmen Show, everyone. I'm laughing because I noticed we're all dressed the same today. We've got our little golf shirts on. We're looking cute.
I'm not. I was not sent that memo.
I fully expected the fashion police to be on the show, so I tried to dress down to match the team.
It was a little joke about your shirt last week. The shirt on shirt thing. It's a little joke.
Oh, the shirt and shirt.
The
yeah,
shirt
that
and
was
shirt.
last week.
Fashion police, but unwarranted.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Gaddy, what? We look like quite the crew with these our little golf shirts, and don't make it racial. Don't. I see.
So much judgment.
Shut down so fast.
I was at a primarily Latino barbecue on the weekend.
Don't make it racist.
And they made it racist. A couple old guys decided that they wanted me to be able to actually say their name properly, so they put me on the spot. They're like, "No, try it. I just refused.
What were the names?
I think it's better to not try and just say it with your accent. When I meet someone, if I meet someone in Japan, I don't expect them to say my name exactly right. I don't think it's fair. I do like when the announcers do it, though.
Yeah.
When they it's like a British announcer, and all of a sudden he says the name like perfectly. That's cool.
You need to learn.
But
Have you ever seen the announcer sheet? Like they get like the full breakdown of the name, so they can actually they can memorize it before when they're doing prep. They can go through and get the phonetically proper way to say it. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
So each name is done exactly right.
Okay.
But Jared, you're saying you shouldn't do that, yet you are a host on a number of shows where you have to introduce guests that have a variety of different names from a variety of different cultures and backgrounds, but you're saying you shouldn't do it.
I think it's disrespectful. Yeah.
You know, it's one thing to get the
It
name.
is a terrible. But Jared, it is fun because I feel like that's a comedic element to the show.
I know.
I have a whole bloopers of it. You know what? But it's one thing to pronounce the name incorrectly. It's a whole other thing to say the wrong name, Jared.
I did that once, yeah.
This whole show is a blooper show. I think.
How tired were
John
you, Jared?
Jack. Yeah.
No, it was just it was the name was kind. It was no, I'm forgetting. John Jickling. It was kind of a name. It was kind of like
John.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty tricky one,
Jack.
Jared.
I know. It was just
John. The spelling is really deceptive.
Yeah.
So hard.
Yeah, that is disrespectful. Giving someone the wrong name. I will grant that. Welcome to the Crownsmen Show, everybody. We have Mr. Roy Slack on the show, showing some Canadian pride. We've got Rory Bamford showing some Canadian pride as well. We got me. I feel left out now. And we got Gowdy Molina in here. Gowdy, how are you?
Tired.
Tired. Gowdy's tired. And we got Zarina. Zarina is running.
But Gowdy, why are you tired? You didn't elaborate at all.
I was told I was not allowed to talk about it.
Oh, the camping?
No, the upcoming rehab.
That too.
That came from camping.
The episode is brought to you by Cranky Old Men Drinking Beer. Roy, we've been delaying getting into it, so let's get into it right now. What are we drinking, and why are we drinking it?
So this beer is called Dark Matter, and it's from Hoyne. And Rory, I believe Hoyne's, are they on the island? I think they're from Victoria.
Great question.
BC.
Yes.
Brewed
that
in
is
Victoria, BC, yeah.
And the interesting, remember we did Sneaky Weasel a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I buy that beer now.
Okay, well, it's what I would call an average beer, but the marketing they've done is great. 30% sneakier, the whole routine, and it's becoming national beer. This could be the same type of thing. And I'll tell you why. They don't say what type of beer it is.
No.
Because they don't say it's a stout or a porter or a brown, and they leave it up to you to decide, which is unique. I haven't, I've sampled lots of beer. I haven't seen a brewer that won't tell you what it is.
It says it's rather a combination.
So we will find out today
Oh, that's good.
what type of beer it is.
I always want to do the review right off the bat. It's so hard to not just give your opinion. Nope.
We can't do that because, Jared, remember, by the second half, then you get the real flavor and see if it really goes down the Lenny.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah. Down the Lenny.
Oh, boy. Let's talk about our heavy industry tour brought to you by Orica Digital Solutions. ORPro 3D is purpose-built for rapid grade control optimization. Quickly simulate blast designs, generate mining polygons, and classify material with confidence. Improve visibility and gain insight into blasting outcomes to enhance productivity and improve ore recovery. We are heading to events across North America and Australia and filming episodes on location. You can email us at info@crownsmen.com to be part of Crownsmen's Heavy Industry Tour. Reduce tire-related production interruptions and enhance vehicle safety with Durand tire monitoring systems designed for off-road, earth-moving, and industrial equipment. Real-time access to accurate, reliable tire pressure and temperature information helps operators and supervisors maximize equipment performance and tire life. Durand tire monitoring systems are designed to withstand extreme operating conditions while featuring simple installation and low maintenance. Visit durandmfg.com for more information on how Durand can help reduce equipment downtime and improve safety. Cutsforth's commitment to innovating technologies for the power industry has been the biggest driver in developing their innovative and unique offerings. Their patented Easy Change brush holder design, shaft grounding, and monitoring systems have been installed across the globe. Ever evolving, they have expanded their offerings through the acquisitions of Insight CM, an online asset monitoring platform, and WSC Consulting Services. They are continuously supporting the power industry through the power of innovation. Visit cutsforth.com to learn more about their products and services.
By the way, I have a good topic that matches up with Lenny today.
Yeah, can we start with yours? Lenny's so excited right now.
By the way, I love the Canadian pride, but I am going to call out Canada a little bit. So I was driving around Vancouver, running some errands. I have to say, out of everybody who nailed the Canadian pride, it was an American company. Cabela's they had the whole... I mean,
they would.
It might be overcompensating a little bit.
Probably.
They must have had 1,000 flags lined up all the way along the sidewalk, even in the parking lot, in the little
Did you get a picture of that?
I think it's actually on their Instagram. They went real hard.
That's hilarious.
That was great. So.
Oh yeah.
This isn't even the location I was at, but yeah, they must have done it all across.
Oh, that's
the
Bass
locations.
Pro Shops. Did they buy that? Or no, wait.
So
Bass Pro Shop.
Bass.
I know we struggle with names sometimes, but that's a music store you're talking about, Rory. That's a different place.
Mm-hmm. I need more beer. Need more sleep.
I don't think either's going to help.
That's too funny.
That's
Sorry.
pretty.
But
That's pretty
Jared, someone had asked me, because if you see the flag behind me on my desk, and someone had asked me because, did I just put it up there? But I went back and looked. I had a picture of me at my desk from, I think, 2010 or 2011 with my flag there. I've had a Canadian flag, that actual same flag, on my desk for many years. So it's not Canada Day and it's not elbows up. It's just what I've had.
Can I just tell everybody that we should stop using that because half the world doesn't even know what it means, and it's annoying.
It's a terrible phrase because
I just did a review today on a beer called Elbows Up.
Oh, there you go.
And what I did say is until I heard, I'm a hockey fan, played hockey as a kid, hockey parent,
and you don't
long-term fan.
Anyway,
first time I had ever heard that expression was Mike Myers, Saturday Night Live.
Who's basically
that was a new expression to me.
When you say it is when you're basically losing the game and you're going to go start playing dirty. That's what you should use it.
Yeah, that's like for hockey.
Terrible.
That's it's a really terrible phrase.
It's been redefined.
Yeah.
When you need support and results with your project safety, call Kaizen Safety Group, Inc. Breathing air, gas detection, technical rescue, and safety advisor services, all driven by their proprietary industry-leading safety culture and leadership programs, are the positive safety difference you've been looking for. Kaizen Safety Group, Inc., committed to the continuous improvement of your workers' safety and well-being. Visit kaizensafety.ca to learn more.
Attention builders, we've got everything you need to know about the grit and grind of the construction world in one show. The Construction Show is where you can share your expert techniques and strategies to help keep the crew strong and construction sites secure. From foundational tips, industry trends, safety strategies to advanced equipment and machinery. Be part of the voice of construction. Book your episode and showcase your company to millions worldwide. Visit crownsmen.com.
Oh, anyway, let's not get into politics, everyone. Good on Cabela's. Thank you for making us think you're Canadian. We love it. We're going to get into wastewater.
Oh, yeah, Lenny's favorite.
Okay, so we've got WEFTEC coming up. It's in Chicago.
Let's go Chicago.
Remember maybe a couple months ago, I talked about we have more trouble in the energy sector. Then I did a little bit of research and realized, because mining is actually a bigger and more diverse industry than the energy sector. Energy sector, there's these main players, and then people feed into that. It's just a different industry. Mining has a lot more parts and pieces, so there's a lot more opportunity for us to film content. Very interesting. Well, Rory, we've had quite good success in the water industry.
Oh, yeah. Yep, great.
And then, of course, you realize the same thing. Water is everywhere. Like we did episode. I know. Sorry, that was a dumb way to say it, but whatever.
And not a drop to drink.
Not a drop to drink. No, but in one processing plant, there's all the sensors. There's the pump. There's the piping. There's the fittings. The monitoring systems. It just goes on and on and on. And so I was curious to look up how these different areas compare. So Vancouver does 440 billion liters of just wastewater a year. That's a population of 3 million people.
So processes that much.
Yeah, exactly. And that's everything from the oils, the scraps, human waste, everything.
That's industrial and public, right? That's everything?
That's a good question, actually. I don't know if that includes their industrial. I would think so, because it would all feed into the same system.
Yeah.
Within that Metro Vancouver, which is a population of about 3 million. And it does include chemicals as well. So yeah, it would include the industrial.
But a lot of companies have to process their water before it can be entered into wastewater. So
right.
There's more steps involved.
Right. So that's probably not even talking about. Where was that? Yeah. Who was that company that it was kind of Hawk Measurements? Mm-hmm. They're the ones that actually measure all those nasty oil reservoirs that are in, like, if you go into a shopping center, you'll see these things. They're like a big box. Well, there's this reservoir thing where all the oil from like Starbucks apparently is worse than McDonald's. So when they built the infrastructure for these cities, they didn't account for fast food restaurants.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So they had to build all these specialty reservoirs. So this Hawk, that's one of their big things, is they monitor like how much oil is going in. It's so gross.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny, and when I was a kid, we never called it fast food. I still remember my dad saying, would call a restaurant a greasy spoon.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be a restaurant with, lots of fried foods or whatever.
Those are probably healthier than the fast food ones, though. The
greasy
spoon diners are probably healthier in some ways.
Jared, in Metro Vancouver, that's encompassing, I think, like Vancouver, Surrey, Burnaby, Richmond. That's probably all of it.
No, I think is that?
Maybe that doesn't matter. It's a lot of people.
Moody. Yeah, it's about 3 million. It's about 3 million.
People.
So then I thought, well, New York must be like huge then.
Yikes.
No, New York is about the same amount of wastewater they treat per year.
Oh boy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, how is that? There's something wrong there.
The rest of it goes untreated?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably.
The next question we should look up is how many rats are in New
Oh,
York?
Jesus.
The other question we should look at is how much of that sewage goes directly into the waterways.
There's an estimated 3 million rats in New York City.
Oh,
Jesus.
yuck.
Those are the four-legged variety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it can. Metro Vancouver consists of like 23. I think, yeah. Oh, 28 regional.
My dad said
districts.
like Victoria,
So
like
from,
back in the day.
like all of, from the island to White Rock, Maple Ridge, like all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
That's Metro?
Metro Vancouver. Yeah.
But I don't know, like if you've been to New York though, to think that they're only processing 440 billion.
Oh, that is gallons, though, Jared.
Oh,
That
yeah,
is
yeah, that is.
gallons. Okay, so that's quadruple. Okay,
So
that's
Gowdy,
a little better.
you mentioned White Rock, and I had driven down to Vancouver on my motorcycle, and I went to the sandcastle building competitions in White Rock one summer, and yeah, it was pretty neat. Nothing to do with wastewater, but just thought I'd add that in there.
Those are neat. I like seeing them on the island too. Oh yeah, so I am messing
Yeah,
up.
so it's kind of like let's say 3.5 times. So that makes me feel a little bit better.
3.7. That's still not comparable.
No, aren't there like 15 million people in New York?
No, more than that.
Oh boy,
I think so. I think more.
let's look it up.
What's the New York population?
8.2 million.
That's just in New York.
Sorry, just wanted to show the White Rock stand.
White Rock, yeah.
There you go. And
That
then
was a pretty amazing weekend.
yeah, then Tokyo is about the same. It's about the same as New York, 460 billion. So when we're trying to push into these markets where you realize why water for us is just, it's like, why is this such? Because I think we casually went to that show. We came across it and there was enough people attending. We didn't even know if it would be anything. Now we're
Yeah,
on our
because we
fourth
sent
year.
Gowdy to Kentucky, and then we're like, oh, we got to get you up to Chicago.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I think water could really improve your cash flow. Might create some liquid assets.
Oh, yes.
Okay, Roy, you told a great joke
At the beginning and now.
before we were recording, so I'd like you to tell that joke so people know
Yeah.
why we keep you here.
Yeah, and it goes well with the dark matter.
Oh, the dark matter.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a good joke.
can you read the can on the dark? I can't read it with my. I got to take my glasses
Inside
off.
the Hadron Collider, physics hurdles subatomic particles with lightning speed on a collision course at each other. I'm gonna stop reading.
Yeah.
No, I'm showing
Okay.
people how
Rory
well
can't
I-
read it either. Anyway, that's because you didn't pay attention in physics class. But the one of the students asked the physics teacher in high school. He said, "We're never going to use any of this stuff, and physics isn't important." And the physics teacher said, "Well, physics is vitally important. Physics saves lives." And the student goes, "Well, how does physics save lives?" And the teacher goes, "Well, keeps idiots out of medical school." So there's your joke, Jared. It's not as funny the second time, is it?
I don't get
Well, I
it.
think the audience is laughing. No, I think the audience thinks it's hilarious.
I don't understand the
This is why
joke.
Jared didn't go to medical school.
Jared's like, what's a school?
Okay,
Physics.
that's just rude.
What does it matter?
What? Oh boy.
But and then on the mining side, because we all love our mining, just a fun fact that Teck, their Highland Valley copper mine, they reuse about 80% of their water every year,
Go
which
Tech.
is
Yes.
quite impressive.
And some mines are higher. When you're in, the Atacama Desert in Chile, and there's other mines that are, desalination plants to use water that's, and desalination costs. I can't remember someone telling me once it's like a gallon of fuel for a gallon of water. There's
Wow.
there's some number there, but it's expensive. So if you're, like we talked before about Dubai, there's countries like that are desalinating to provide water. So yeah, when you're processing it, you don't want to waste any.
Who was that company, Rory, that was your client? They were doing work in the Middle East with the mining industry. They're a chemical company. Ecolab.
Sure.
Isn't it called Ecolab?
Oh, Ecolab. Yeah, Ecolab.
Yeah,
Or
huge company.
Nalco Water.
Nalco Water. Ecolab
Part of
owns
Ecolab.
Nalco.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I have to get them back.
So
on the
they're
show
having
at
to
some
do
point, too.
mining with like almost like
Yeah.
no water. It's just
Yeah.
actually, Roy. Do you have any? I don't even know how they're doing that. Do you have any? Have you had any access to mines that are operating with like in these areas where it's like really not accessible?
Well, I remember when I went to one of my trips to Australia, and I would go to Perth, but on the road from Perth to Kalgoorlie, and Kalgoorlie is a mining, Wild West kind of mining center. These huge pipelines by the highway, they were piping water in from the coast,
Wow.
and I assume desalinating. I don't know how much fresh water is in the Perth area, but yeah, the mines need water to operate, and how you get it. I know at times on remote operations we've let's say remote, but you truck water in, you do whatever you need to do to get the water you need. But the point is the processing is very important because you can't afford to waste any of that water. You've got to use it again and again.
You've seen them truck water in?
We've when we do something like a raise boring project that needs more water than the mine operations have available, like when we did the rescue for Chile, the 33 miners that were trapped, we were raise boring. We were trucking water to the raise bore site, but once we have our reservoirs there, then we're recycling.
Oh, I see. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Because I was looking at like Tech, they're taking from surface water, they're doing 17 million metric tons a year, then 7 million in groundwater withdrawal. That's a lot of water they're taking out. They're recycling 80% of it, but that's a lot of water.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the biggest mines out there, but total money recycled and reused, and they're recycling about almost 70 metric tons, 70 million, sorry. Okay, well, anyway, that's my topic. That's why water has been so successful, Rory, because there's a lot of water used, especially in these industrial applications. It's quite something. What's your topic today, Rory? We don't need to spend any longer on that.
Yeah. So my pitch is, so Shell is in talks of acquiring BP, and I think that Crownsmen and cranky-old men drinking beer should put up a rival bid. So I am here to convince Roy that even though there is a lot of liabilities, as founder, chairman, and president of Cranky Old Men Drinking Beer, I do think we can convince Roy. See, he's still going with the two-letter word. But, Roy, did you look at the numbers? Did you see those assets? So this.
Did I miss something before? I don't get it.
I can't read it. He's saying on. It's on. That's what he's saying, right?
It's upside down.
So, what's interesting though when you look at oil and gas sector is like a BP. I'm reading like a book that it's William Donnellan, right, Jared? He was on the show last week or a couple weeks ago. He's saying about the book Good to Great, and in the article it said it actually referenced like BP having like a management and like people problem. Like they've kind of been like kind of all over the place. Is BP? They had the spill in the Gulf, right? That was them as well.
Yes.
They actually, though, to their credit, they inspired, I think, one of the best commercials ever made. Because then Dawn Dish Soap got to wash off little ducks.
Yes, they did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Wasn't there other commercial after the spill, BP bringing oil to your shores or something like that?
Oh boy.
I don't think Dawn did that one though.
No.
That's a good slogan.
Maybe not.
Guys, we're supposed to be supporting industry. We need to not talk about when they mess up.
So, but what it is.
Is that?
It is
oh, it's so
interesting
cute.
looking. Oh, it's so cute. It's great. Oh, that's terrible.
Aw. Look at that little guy.
Oh, saving the
Okay,
ducklings.
okay. They did a little bit of a trick though on that. It's a black and yellow duck. So they made it. They put oil when it was clean
Yeah.
even, and so they're tricky. They're not being.
No,
Hungry.
no, they are being
In
tricky.
fact,
Dawn,
it wasn't even that bad.
Dawn dish soap, ironically, is probably like some byproduct of oil in the dish soap.
I think it was a 2-in-1 shampoo beforehand, like maybe a little extra conditioner or something.
No,
or-
they were probably using that oil. They were washing off the animals to put in their product.
Like, because they're like, oh, it's delivered to our shores. We get furry resources.
Yeah, we'll
No,
take it from you.
the duck had fallen in that little bin behind Starbucks. The one.
It had nothing to do with BP.
Yeah, it was in the reservoir, the Starbucks
Yeah.
reservoir.
Starbucks reservoir.
That's a good point. I hope that's real footage of the duck, and they didn't capture a poor little duck and then dip it in oil.
Oh, that's exactly what they did.
Well, what do you think they did?
Oh, they did.
You think they headed out to Pismo Beach and with a net to find an oily duck?
Galveston and plucking
Find
the
one
duck.
duck.
Like I said, BP inspired the most animal cruelty.
So, do you guys want to actually look at this as like an investment opportunity, guys? Like I think. Well, you know what, Gary, you and I last year.
Why are you so excited about this, Roy? What's going to happen? No,
I'm actually not. I'm actually not. I pulled up the numbers.
this is the first
And,
time hearing about it, so this is all new to me.
So what's always interesting with the oil companies? You got massive fluctuations. 2020, you had like negative oil, and like so that like it really affected like the earnings, of course. But I mean, these are monster assets. Like if you look at the BP. The equity in BP right now, like 2024, it's about $78 billion. The market values them at about $80 billion. So they've actually dropped off a bit, though. So if I was interested in doing like a
When you say the market value, is this the market cap you're talking
market
about?
cap, market cap is about $80 billion for BP. So it's just a touch higher, but they've actually been like since 2021, their equity has actually been dropping. So I'd have to look into what's going on there. They might be paying off like, let's see, their debt 61. Yeah, I'm not really seeing much there of why the equity is actually going down. It could be depreciation, things like that. But obviously, when you look at like their last 5 years in like net income, you've had 2 years of losses. 2020 was a big year. That was a $20 billion loss year. But there's not really any. It's up and down, which is typical for oil and gas sector. But if you go into the oil and gas sector, you can find companies that even with the fluctuations, they do proper hedging with the pricing. They can actually keep things relatively stable, whereas BP does not look like they are stable.
It's an example, Rory, of in the mining and mineral industry deal with the same thing. Is you're producing a product that you don't know what the selling price will be.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
So oil, gold, nickel, you know what your costs will be,
Yep.
but the price one year versus the price the next year, and not even year by year, but day by day,
Yep.
it fluctuates. So, hedging is a big part in some industries, not so much gold, although gold companies will hedge.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's risk not just on your costs and on your liabilities for environmental concerns, but on the actual price you'll be able to recover on the product.
Yeah, and you do see, like, with Shell looking at it, you see why, like, you look at their assets to liabilities, they're talking, like, their book value, they're up to, like, 180 billion. So they could, if they're running a better operation, and, like, even with their management, it actually, in that sense, it sort of does make sense. They also want to be able to compete with ExxonMobil. So it does make sense, like, and they're already talking, like in the Wall Street Journal article I was reading, like there's going to be like different assets they're going to have to sell off because they're like similar businesses. There's going to be years long of integration that would happen if it does go through.
Well, not just that, they're going to have to deal with competition bureaus in numerous countries.
But
Yeah.
They're only 184. Exxon is. Do I have this right? Exxon is 483 billion market cap.
Probably, yeah.
Crazy.
Exxon's massive. Exxon's just up.
Because I was going to say, I would think there'd be some sort of there could be some blocking that's happened, but that probably
and this
not.
is these companies are both Europe, so it's not going to go through. It's not going to go through the U.S. as well.
I see. Interesting.
So it's going to be, but I think the EU might raise issues. But yeah, if you look at ExxonMobil's their balance sheet, just as a comparison, you're talking, so their total equity, so their book value 2024 is currently $270 billion. Debt maturity schedule is only $14 billion.
Oh.
But then Shell looks like I'm not seeing Shell's come up on Morningstar for my screener that I'm using. They're not showing anything for 2024. So I'd actually have to go in and look to see if they actually have debt coming up, or if they did, they might have paid it all off in preparation for doing a deal like this.
Yeah, the first billion is always the toughest.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what we always talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I would more take a position if someone's like, no, you have to invest in one of these companies, I'd probably more take the position of going into Shell and first glance, looking at the financials. It just looks like they've been running a better operation. And I don't think they've had as many issues. Obviously BP with the Gulf of Mexico, they had that wonderful experience,
which is now Gulf of America. I saw it. I saw it on a baseball cap.
Is it true?
I saw it on a president's baseball cap.
I saw it on Apple Maps.
Not the president of Mexico, as you didn't.
No.
But yeah, so we'll keep kicking it around and we'll see if we can rival bid for it. I mean, it's just so much money on the table.
Yeah, I don't know, Rory. It seems like a lot of work to me. I don't want to make this about money, but just the effort it would take.
Yeah. A lot of effort.
Rory, we're kind of flying through topics today. What have you been thinking about? What are you talking about? You put up the Canadian flag recently, and sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. It's so stupid.
Nobody does, Jared. Nobody does. But my topic, which I explained in detail in the notes, which I think Rory reads anyway.
Jared doesn't.
Rory doesn't know how to say bass or bass, so let's not.
Yeah.
But I did sort of read one line on the beer can.
Yeah. Rory went camping. He thought that little lake had fish in it was a bass hole. Anyway, my topic is much more, I think, relatable because
Are you saying I'm not relatable?
I'm saying the billions has an easy 2-letter answer to it, but
you can talk to some friends.
Actually, this ties in perfectly, Rory, because I'm going to talk about rejection, which is what just happened to your proposed deal.
Yeah.
But in contracting, we bid work competitively. If you win, let's say about 25% of the work you bid, and you're usually doing well, which means there's 75% of those bids out there, whether it's number of bids or whether it's volume of dollars, that you didn't win. And how you deal with that is important. And I read the other day, it just reminded me, James Watt, who's founder of Brewdog in Scotland, and he posted something I thought was interesting. They had been dealing with a company, I think out of the States, called All Day. I don't even know what All Day does, or if even I've got the name right, but it doesn't really matter. They didn't get a deal, right? So they decided not to go with them. And so James Watt said what happened was they got a note back, thanks for considering us, and they got a ball cap that said, I almost worked with All Day. And And he said, it's his wife's favorite ball cap now. And he said, what a great way to deal with rejection. How do you turn rejection into a future relationship? And I thought it was interesting because we spend so much time on bidding and on putting proposals to people. And do we after the fact understand why we didn't win the job? Do we continue that relationship? I've seen people burn some bridges by being angry because they weren't awarded the work.
Oh, I thought that's what you were supposed to do.
Yeah. Well, this is a continuation of our education on negotiation.
Wait, are my emails I'm sending after a no, are they not working for that reason?
Yeah.
I just always say good for you and move on, but
Yeah. You send a picture of a screw. But the point is
with
there's
their
lots to
logo on the
learn
top.
after the fact about why you weren't selected. It's important to build that relationship. Also knowing in industry, the people that said no to you this time, in 2 years they could be with another group on a much bigger project. So you don't burn bridges. You try and learn as much as you can from rejection and use it to your advantage next bid.
Roy, when you're doing these like bids for contracting, how much time goes into each one? I guess it's different, like depending on the scope, right? But it's probably a lot of time, right?
It's different. I mean, you can spend not so much in time, but you can spend 20,000 to 100,000 to more, depending on the type of bid it is, on how much engineering you have to do to prepare your tender. So it's no matter what you're bidding, it's a lot of effort. The other thing that happens is when your people are bidding that job, they may not be available to bid another job.
Yeah.
So everyone has their capacity limits. So it's very important to learn from the ones that you don't win.
When you're bidding on those jobs, then you're tying up those people. I mean, how many jobs, like when you were doing it, how many jobs you'd be bidding on a year?
Oh, in a year, there'd be hundreds.
Oh.
But you've got to recognize too that if you've got a $300 million job or a $500 million job, the number of bids probably isn't as important as the dollar volume of what you're bidding.
Right.
But yeah, there'd be hundreds of bids that would go out each year.
Roy, would you have certain years where, like, if you got one of the big jobs that you're bidding on, would you have these like massive spikes in revenue just because that one job is going to be such a huge increase overall? You
try and balance that out.
Oh.
But the short answer is yes. If you bring a big job in,
yep.
But it's not just a spike in revenue. It'll hammer your cash flow at the start. Mm-hmm. And it will enhance your cash flow at the end of the job. Right. It will put pressure on your capital at the start of a big job. So the revenue is part of it, but planning on the capital, planning on the cash flow, that's probably just as important because lots of contractors, they don't go out of business because of revenue. They go out of business because of cash flow.
So are you financing a lot of these big projects then? You'd be going to a bank and financing those then, right? In a lot of cases?
No, but after saying that, if you win a project that needs $10 or $15 million worth of new equipment, you may look at financing that equipment. Oh, so it's not directly financing the project, but the capital for the project, because that'll be capital in your company after the project is done.
Because they will do progress payments, right? They're not just going to, like that company you win the bid for, it's going to be a schedule of.
Oh, definitely. Like often it's, whether it's a target price or a cost plus contract, in which case you're getting paid. But on a big project, if you're getting paid 60, 90 days after, and 50% of your cost is labor, and payroll goes out right away,
Yeah, of course.
then, you've got to look at that cash flow.
Do you know what's interesting is like obviously those are massive jobs, but even like Jared and I were looking at it on like because with the production with Crownsmen, we've kind of been we went way up. We're delivering way more value, way more views, way more potential leads for guests, but our ratio, like our transactional ratio, was dropping to like in like the 10 to 15% rate, and we're like this needs to change. We need to get it back to 25. So we've done like
Is that your current ratio? Is that what you mean? Or
yeah, so it went from like
okay,
it was 1 out of 4 to 5. So similar to like what you're saying, went down when we increased to like 1 out of like 8, 9, or 10, depending on, and it depends on time of year as well, and there's big events happening. And so what it is like one of our values is to be affordable. So what we have done is we brought back certain products to give people the option, so it's a much lower ticket item because we want to be in that.
Not brought back. We've added in. We've added in new products that are
new products.
Yeah,
based around what we do, what our expertise is. But one of our values is to have affordable options, flexibility, and exceptional. Well, the comments from the clients and even like potential clients, like this is unbelievable. Like Jared filmed an L&H episode in a mill down in Arizona, and people are like, you guys are like, this is like, basically they're like, keep it up because this is unbelievable. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're committing to that higher number. So what's interesting with what you're saying here is like, yeah, that's kind of our goal always, because they say in sales, the best you're ever going to get is 25%. It's usually really good sales.
And that's
20.
Really high.
Exceptional is 25. So like 20 is the norm. So we're basically looking at our stuff going, okay, we need to get it back so that transaction level is a bit higher, because every time you do a new project and somebody gets to work with you, they go, oh, okay, they do what they say. Like this is better than what we're doing with anything else.
I had someone come to me once, and say, I'll market for you and I'll take 5% of all the jobs I bring in. And of course you know what I said?
Why?
I said no. And part of it isn't so much, maybe it's a great deal. Maybe that person is going to bring in projects that we never thought of or that we couldn't have got on the bidders list. Highly doubtful, because we're a well-established company. But part of it was what's fair. So, if I think about a $300 million project and someone's going to introduce me to the people, and then we do all the work on the bid and win the job, and then I hand them $6 million? I didn't even get that math right. Whatever I hand them, I passed physics. Struggle with calculus. $60 million. Does that make sense?
So they were saying 5 million of the project, or 5% of the project value.
Yeah, it was a percent. I can't remember what the number was, but I think they were thinking, they weren't thinking of the size of projects that we do.
Yeah.
And so the whole concept of fairness comes in. What should somebody make? And I think in your business, it's the same thing. Because let's say Crownsmen went in and said, instead of charging you for these episodes, we will take 5% of any additional sales beyond what you make now after the episodes air.
Which is impossible to track, but that would.
But you know what I mean.
Exactly.
And of course, people would react to it.
Be like, what?
No way, because if we get this job, how do you figure out how much?
Oh, we've had people actually want us to do that. They've asked us to do that. But usually they're people, they've got not very good marketing programs, and they don't want to pay for anything, and they just want to, if you get us work. But again, like Roy said, how do you track that?
And we had some penny stock people go like, hey, we can we can give you some shares. This is back. Do you know what the one thing is, Jared, that's interesting is I get a lot less of it now. Like, even like putting exceptional as a value and like the production level.
Yeah, we're a little more established now, but back in the day.
But it's a really good, going back to Roy's point, like that 75%, it's actually something I want to keep in mind because some of these people, it's just like how many people, Jared, have come back, like, even if you do a project and then it might be a year or 2 years and all of a sudden they're like,
20% of our clients are people that have said no for sometimes 2 or 3 years, and it's right time, right place. Somebody new gets in the position who's, wants to be more content focused, and then all of a sudden you're working with them, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and also saying the people that say no, and it's actually something like Rory, we should talk about from our strategy is when people say no, it's like sending them a ball cap.
Yep.
How do you show people just that you do appreciate? Because they are putting in their time. Yeah, I mean, how many messages do you get where you don't even give people the time? You just ignore it. So when someone gives their time and looks,
the way to think about it, Jared, is when someone says no, what they're really saying is not now.
No, it's not now.
And if you think about it like that, then it reframes it all for you. It's a completely different look, right?
Maybe we should send them a beer.
We should send them a Cranky Old Men drinking beer. We'll get Cranky Old Men to pay for that because that's advertising.
Yeah. Thing.
Yeah. Roy,
he's like, I really like this sign.
Which means not now.
Not now, but later.
Bring it up on the next episode.
No, Daddy. When I say no, it means not ever.
Jared, what do you think about maybe sending them a gift basket?
Yeah. I've heard that's a very successful marketing ploy.
I threw them all out, yeah. If you're ever wondering if I'm actually retarded or is this just an act, just look at my track record. Look at what I do. Look at what I do, not what I say, please.
I didn't throw away the Pro V1 golf balls.
Basket case.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, let's not even get into that. I was going to say, though, Rory, one of the factors, though, with our ratio going down, and I do think especially, big businesses do it too, but small businesses certainly, they almost look, you'll see them latch on to an issue and then they get tunnel vision and they don't, there's two things that can happen at once that will ruin a ratio for sales. So in our case, we spike our prices, spike the viewership, everything goes up. And so the big companies, great, works for them. They want big numbers. They want big results. Then we had to add in, because the smaller companies, it wasn't as accessible. Or even big companies that just had a low budget. Because some people just can't get approved, right? They have to get approval to spend over $10,000.
Yep.
Right? So we were just not making it easy for people to get approvals. Just to start working with us, then they can go to their bosses and say, hey, we did this project. Can we do something bigger this year with them? So we plugged that in. But the other fact is we switched our focus, Rory. Our focus has always been at minimum national level companies.
Yep.
We got flown out to a couple local places, so we said, well, we're here.
Woohoo!
So we started targeting a construction. That's exactly what Rory did too. Well,
woohoo! I can just see Lenny dancing to the woohoo.
Rory, you're fine. You're fine. You'll be okay. One day you'll get sleep again. It's okay. At least your daughter wants to hang out with you. Mine doesn't even want to hang out with me anymore. So.
Oh my God, cry me a river.
It's ridiculous, though. It's actually ridiculous.
Go figure that after the postings you made.
Yeah, well, because as everybody knows, her and I didn't really get along the first 6 months of her life. And then I kind of started to like her for a while. But now she's do this thing. She plays for 2 minutes, with me. And then she goes, bye-bye. And it makes me go sit 10 feet away. And I can't even look at her. She wants to just do it herself.
Okay, can we also acknowledge the fact that, she wants to play on a playground and you cannot. You do not fit.
No, but you know what it is? It's when I help her. I'll
You're going to get stuck.
In fact, you're breaking.
Back to this every time. Yes, guys, I know I'm aging and I gained a little weight. We get it.
We're saying it's just genetics.
Lift this table higher so nobody.
Doing you a favor, okay?
Can't understand why your 2-year-old won't play cribbage with you.
I'm a runt. But anyway,
just slumped. He's like, I'm going down.
I'm going tits up. Sorry. Okay.
Oh, my Lord.
It's an expression about death, people. All right. My mother
Mother says
watches
to
this.
manage your Go
Anyway.
Canada.
Are there
Anyway.
any other? We already banned elbows up.
Yeah.
Are there any
What
other
else can
parts
we
of the
ban?
body we're not allowed to talk about that go up, or what?
Yes.
Okay.
Stop.
Yes.
Roy.
Oh, boy.
Come on, Roy. We don't need to be banned from YouTube next. We have sponsors.
No, you can say anything you want about body parts. You just can't express opinions about things.
You can't give a direction.
Yeah. Oh, you're on today, Roy. It's always so. Let me see how much beer you have left. I can guess. There's going to be about 10%
None.
left. None.
None.
There we go.
That's gone.
Awesome.
Yeah, Rory finally got one right. So
Hell yeah, I did. I think we knew that from that one. I wasn't worried so much about the flavor going through it.
Well, I was just to quickly.
I'm just trying to demonstrate what your daughter is trying to prevent.
Oh, is there someone stuck?
Holy
This
crap!
is what she doesn't want happening.
Oh, that's.
You know how embarrassing that would be for her?
Yeah, well, she needs an attitude check. But what I was going to say is, as soon as we start doing that local, see how I
Pivot.
didn't even, pivot. I wasn't going to say it. I decided not to say it, and then you said it. Pivot. Is we went after these local, and some of these were large companies, but people don't look at our platform as a localized platform. They look at us as the company, if you want to reach across U.S. and Canada and Australia. And all of a sudden, Rory, we were getting no's and good meetings. Like we did it for 2 different states in the U.S., great meetings, and didn't get one sale out of it. Not one sale. So all of a sudden you realize, it's not price. It's just they don't look at our product the same. But then you get on with a company that's trying to, even a small operation that's trying to do something national, all of a sudden they're on board and they can spend the money because they know to get that big audience, they're going to have to spend money. Local goes, well, we sponsor the local baseball team and, part of the Lions Club or whatever they are. They don't need it. In their minds, they don't need it.
The big sponsor, the local cribbage club.
The local cribbage club. But anyway, that was my amazing circle back to what I really wanted to say because it was really important. So I'm glad I got to say it.
cribbage or anyway, I was going to talk about pegging, but
What is wrong with you, Roy?
I've got
It was Pride Month last month, so
I've got pun Tourette's. I can't resist them.
It's Pride
But
Month.
yeah, I understand, and I had mentioned before about
It's Pride this month or last month?
It's coming next month. At the beginning of the month is Pride Month.
No, Pride
it
is
was
in
last
August.
month.
Yeah, because they have
Last
the Pride
month.
parades in the beginning of August.
That doesn't matter. They do them all year. It's last month. It was last
There's
month.
one every
Pride
month.
is not in August.
see Rory unconsciously
Vancouver-
roast.
The Vancouver Pride Parade, a vibrant celebration of the
No, the Pride Month.
alphabet community,
Pride Month
will
is
take
June.
place on the first Sunday
How
of
did you just say
August.
alphabet community? Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. Roy, can
Which
you
is
circle
August
back to what
3rd
you were gonna
in
say
2025.
after pegging?
Pride is June. Pride is June 1st to June 30th.
Not
And
in
if it-
Vancouver.
Vancouver is
That's
all
just an
year
event.
long.
That's
They
just an
don't
event.
care.
The actual
They don't
month
care.
is
That's what I'm
June.
saying. Pride is
Roy,
every day.
I really want to hear your point.
I've been
on
wearing a
the-
rainbow for
Every
30
day.
days in June, taking all kinds of heat in church, and now
Zane, you guys need that. Come on. Roy,
Now we're playing
make a
peekaboo.
point, and we've got.
Yes. Job with that. Cut it out.
Okay, do
Can
you
I
remember
can I
what
tell
your
you a
point
quick
was, Roy?
story? Rory, can I tell you a quick story about all these things that we're saying? I got a message one time because our episode came on, and the person had commented that they had put kid videos on YouTube for their kid, and then I guess they left the room. And when they came back, it had went to our episode. So the kid's watching. So just to let you guys know, everything you're saying could be in front of a 3-year-old that is unintended by a parent.
Probably is.
Well, here's an assignment for Zarina, because I found this interesting. I watched the show, not because of the content, but just to to boost the numbers. But I watched the show, and the YouTube commercials that come on during the show are totally irrelevant and probably not applicable to our audience, but
Really?
I find that interesting on its own.
Sometimes
and
they
that might,
are.
well, maybe there was one about Dove washing the oily duck. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Are you
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
I
yeah.
should make a commercial or something, Roy? Is that
Yeah,
what
why is this a project for Zarina? What is Zarina supposed to do?
No, I think documenting which commercials come on, the funniest ones
Oh, we
are the
don't
ones that
control
come on
that.
right after we make a comment about something that's totally irrelevant to the commercial.
Well, they're targeting you, though. Their algorithm
Yeah.
is something they think you're interested in it. Your demographic.
Yeah.
So we're interested in.
So we're really interested in
Oh,
what you're
because
getting
it's
into.
cranky old. It picked up on the old. I guess those commercials depends then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It depends on who's watching.
No, it depends.
I got it. I got it.
I got
It's a
it.
good joke. It's a good
Yeah,
joke.
it's funnier when I have to explain it, Gowdy?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Those are the commercials he gets.
By the way, with those products, the guys have to stop smiling in the photo.
They're so happy.
Yeah.
It's just awkward.
Oh.
You wouldn't smile?
No, I just be me. This is where I'm at.
Me.
This is where I'm at. You know.
It's okay, Jared.
Rory, you wanted to hear what Rory was going to say before we just went every different direction. Do you remember remotely what we were talking about before we wrap up the show and give the beer review?
I do.
Oh,
Good.
Because we were talking about how the market perceives you.
Mm-hmm.
And I went through the same thing when we started BLM, is that the market perceived us as a small local contractor. So when I started to bid large projects, they're saying, well, you're a small Sudbury group, you do construction. So when we started cementation, the approach was different, is right from the start, we went after large projects. We wanted the market to recognize us as a large project company. I think that's a challenge a lot of entrepreneurs have, because everyone starts out small. Mm-hmm. And then as you build up, during that period you're building up, the market is gaining a certain perception of you. And how do you reframe that or change that perception? Sometimes planning right from the start can help you, like knowing that perception could limit you. So how do you talk about local service, global expertise? There's lots of different slogans that people use, but how do you kind of get beyond that perception?
and we kind of went reverse. We were like we're like the voice of industry, and that the local contractor goes, you've got Komatsu and ABB on, like, what am I going to do?
We kept meeting people, and they're like, yeah, we're in this state only.
Yeah. So
And then Jared's like, because we talk, that's all we basically promote as the voice of industry. And now, like, one of the questions I ask people, and usually I'm going to know the answer if it's from like an event, but are you national? Are you global? And they're like, well, yeah, we're big time national. We're trying to expand globally. Bingo. Okay, perfect. We are the right platform for you.
And it's not a size. It's a focus, not a size of company. I had a company today that looks like it's going to go, or a good chance, and they're 10 people. They're a small company.
It doesn't actually matter if they have capital and they're ready to expand. If they're going to get 3 to 10,000 leads doing an episode, that's what you need.
But that's a really important point, Rory, is that often we'll go in and say, here's what we do. We get 50,000 views. We do this, we that, and the other. Meanwhile, if you go in and say, what are your aspirations as a company?
Yeah.
Where are you now and where do you want to be? And then if we understand that, we can look at how we can help you.
Another important question, too, to follow up on that, Roy, because that's a great lead-in, actually. The other thing is, do you have people that would be willing to do long-form on video? Because sometimes they go, that's going to be tough. And if you hear that's going to be tough, you probably know the answer. But a lot of times people are like, yeah, we've got somebody. They do demonstrations, things like that. So that's another point. Like Jared, we kind of talked about. It's like almost like a pre-interview to make sure they're even qualified.
Yeah. And one of the funniest was there was a good old boy that came on the show, and he didn't mind doing the interview, but he didn't want us to use his name in the interview, tag him, use his name on social media.
Whoa.
So it is an interview out there, and you will notice if you watch it, we will of course not say who it is. If you watch it, there's an episode out there where we do not reference who this human is talking. He is just the guy talking. Yep, that's true.
Draft dodger.
Right. Draft dodger.
Was it in Alaska?
I don't think this guy would be a draft dodger. I don't think so.
Vancouver was a great haven.
He's out of Texas, and I don't think he's dodging any drafts.
No.
He probably has an arsenal, though. Okay, Rory, how did you like the beer? Oh, no, sorry, I always forget. Rory, how did you like the beer?
Well, finally one that I can drink. So I would say this is probably, I mean, there's like hints of chocolate, so I'd say it's probably more, I think it's more of a stout, I think it's a stout.
And you like it?
I like it, yeah.
This is nice. I would say this is probably top 3 that we've had, top 4. It's really nice. Really nice beer. I could drink another. I was actually kind of sad when it ran out. That's the real gauge.
Well, do you think it's a stout?
No, I would call it a dark lager.
Oh,
And if you remember when we sampled a Silversmith, the black lager.
Okay.
This is very similar. Nice flavor. Okay. It's got some chocolate to it, roasted malt. Not really any coffee in it, like a porter or a stout might have. But
I don't love that coffee kind of. I kind of want to drink a beer or I don't really the chocolate. I don't find is like. You almost miss it. Like it's
not over the top. Yeah, it's there, but it's not the dominant flavor. So I enjoyed it. I like a dark lager and this. How's the saying go? Dark lagers matter. Is that the?
Oh my goodness! Oh, yeah.
That's clever. I think that's good. Are we allowed to say that? Is he allowed?
No, I don't think we're allowed to say that.
I think we are. I don't think there's any rules.
There's nobody.
Zarina will make the final note.
Zarina, yes or no? Are we allowed to say that?
I don't think so.
She says yes.
I think she said no, just like I've been saying most of the show. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good beer. Well done, Rory. Finally.
And that's a great joke of no means yes.
Oh
no, that was the worst one.
Funny. Zarina doesn't find that funny either.
No.
Nobody find it funny? Rory, because I'm outnumbered in this studio, I also do not find that funny.
Very offended.
I will phone you later to find out which comedian said that joke so I can listen to it.
Bill Burr may have made it the best joke of all time.
Oh, boy.
We will put a link in the description to that joke.
Yes.
It is unbelievable.
Yes. We have to actually remember to put these links in.
Yes, please put that in because that is a hilarious. It is.
Yeah,
it is true. That is a.
Yeah.
You're talking about if you get a bad read, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We won't say it more.
Yeah.
People can go watch it. Rory, what do you rate this? I got to get to a meeting, so I got to wrap up the show. What did you give this for a rating?
I think it's into a 15. Like it's into the Super Suds rating. I enjoyed it.
Oh, I thought you'd give it a little higher.
I agree with that rating too.
You're giving this a 15. Okay. Cool. All right. Well,
maybe he might get up to a 16 once Roy's had a couple more.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. How many did you send me, Rory?
Well, from this brewery, I think I sent you 3. But don't drink the other ones. We haven't reviewed them yet.
Oh, that's. Thanks for the advice there.
I like how Rory had already made one. He was going to say that's the pot calling the kettle black, and I saw him go, nah, I'm going to not.
I'm going to keep piling on myself.
Yeah. I did. That's a display in self-restraint for sure.
That's really good, Roy, because nobody knew what you were about to say. Roy, thank you so much for your last appearance on the show. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
It was
Roy-
all calculated out.
Yeah, you knew. It was time. It was time.
Time. Like dinner.
Rory, I will pretend we know what we're doing a little bit when I chat with you. And Gowdy's Arena, thank you for keeping everything running. And thank you, everybody, for watching. For anybody who is still with us, if you have an opinion on the show, please don't put it in. We are just going to keep doing it the way we're doing it until we get officially shut down. Thank you. We'll see you on the next episode of The Crownsmen Show.